Hello and welcome, everyone. This is Finding Your Inner Compass. Coaching is a tool for aligned living. We'll be having a very cool session today where we're introducing to you a whole approach to coaching by way of modeling coaching. So if you're here, you probably got a notification because maybe you expressed interest in our university or a particular program like our Ayurveda program. So we want to welcome you. I'm your host today, and my name is Karen. So first, I'm going to be introducing the university, give you a broad context for Marshi International University. And our tagline is Home of Consciousness-Based Education. And the word consciousness is pretty frequent in our awareness these days, but we have a very specific approach and also paradigm that we're functioning within. And the fundamental meaning of consciousness, of course, is awareness, but we also expand that definition to include self-realization, self-awareness. And we have technologies such as transcendental meditation, a very specific way of meditating that takes the inner awareness to the source of thought, where we have a field of consciousness. And we say that this is our source of creative intelligence, our source of our essential being. And from that, we develop a whole model or approach for education. We want you to feel very integrated with your personal life journey as you're getting an education. And you'll see that along the way, we have all these values that have naturally become a part of our community. We really all value natural health and wellness. Whether you're studying that specifically or not, it's a lifestyle we promote. That's why we have fresh organic food on campus. We don't serve frozen or leftover food, and we source locally when possible. And over time, because we meditate together, it's produced a very tight-knit community. And since 2020 or so, maybe a few years before that, we've merged online, which has allowed us to connect with a much larger audience. So we're really emphasizing today a whole integrated style of living, and the coaching program really models how to take the core essence of this message, consciousness-based living, and help you connect with a lifestyle, a career. And I actually will hand it over pretty quickly to our expert panelists today because they're going to be running the whole show. I'm here mainly to just welcome you all here, and then I'll meet you at the end. Um, just some important points about our university. We are a accredited nonprofit university, accredited by the Higher Learning Commission. More than 90% of university students receive extensive financial aid here, and so we encourage you to complete your FAFSA at fafsa.gov. We also have this handy financial aid calculator that's on our website, only takes 10 seconds, and it will give you a really good estimate on how much you would qualify for. In today's webinar, we'll be tackling these three things. So what is it? What is coaching at MIU? And then we'll demonstrate a live coaching session, but you also get to participate in that. And then finally, we'll be addressing a consciousness-based approach to coaching. So now we're ready to meet our panelists. And we'll have them all put their videos on. We will start with introducing you to Natasha Durand, who's a program director, and then she'll introduce her cohort today. So go ahead, Natasha, and take it from here and let me know if you need anything.
Will do, Karen. Thank you so much. Hello, everybody. Yeah, so I'm Natasha Durand. I'm the program director for our Bachelor's of Arts in Ayurvedic Wellness and Integrative Health. I am also the lead instructor and the developer for our life and wellness coaching track. And so today it's a really awesome honor to introduce Shivani Ashaya. So Shivani is going to be one of the first coaching instructors that you're going to meet here in this program. She teaches our Foundations of Wellness Coaching. She teaches PH 218 and 219. So Shivani is a great instructor, and you will definitely enjoy her courses. And then today we also have Cheryl here with us. Cheryl's one of our MIU students. And today Cheryl's going to get some one-on-one coaching with Shivani and a little bit of me, but mostly Shivani, so that you can see what coaching is really about. And because I think oftentimes what happens is people come into our program and they think that coaching is like what you see when you see the coach out on the football field and they're kind of telling everybody what to do and how to do it and how to get better. But that's not life coaching. What life coaching is we set a space where our client can come in and they're going to come in and they're going to have questions. What do I do in this situation? How am I going to see myself out of this situation? What do I do with this problem? And we don't necessarily offer answers. Instead, our consciousness-based approach is that we believe that the answers lie within, that our own inner intelligence is consistently trying to say, hey, here's the answer. Hey, here's what I need. But sometimes it gets overwhelmed by the noise and everyday activity of the world. And so what we do as life and wellness coaches here at MIU is we settle the space. We bring in that ability to kind of sit in silence and to give the client a moment to step back and really listen to what that inner intelligence is saying to them. And we do this through silence, through open questions, and kind of structuring the session for the client so that they can have that moment. And then, just like in transcendental meditation, how those thoughts bubble up, answers will start to bubble up for the clients. And before you know it, they've come up with the answers, they've laid out the plan, and we're just there to cheer them on, and add in a little bit of accountability and help them along their way. So that is coaching, and I'm hoping that today we're going to be able to help Cheryl with her with what she's come here for us, so that you can get an idea of what coaching is. But before we start, what I would love to know is one of the things I ask all of our students is what brings you here to MIU? What has interested you in our programs here? Would you like to become a coach? Are you interested in becoming maybe an Ayurveda consultant with a little coaching background? We got a lot of options that are open and available. So I would love to see the chat. Pop it in the chat. I would love to see what brings you here to MIU? What's exciting to you? What are you hoping to study? Favorite class? Oh, we got positive psychology. That's awesome. Yeah, so our positive psychology is a great place to be. And I will say it pairs beautifully with coaching. Wink, wink. Um, so yes, that's great. That's our Vedic science department. So anybody else, what are you here? What are you hoping to gain from your time here at MIU? Long-term TM and Siddha. Oh, that's wonderful. Energy healing and consciousness. Wonderful. Returning student who completed 2 years of BFA and now wants to complete that. Wonderful. Okay. Looking forward to becoming a life coach and already experienced. That's great. Well, welcome everybody. Trauma aware coaching. Yeah, this is the place to get all of those things started. And I will say that coaching also fits in with a lot of the other things like the BFA with the positive coaching. There's a lot of different types of coaching. We've got coaches that may work one-on-one with individuals like we're going to do today with Cheryl, but we also have organizational coaches who go into businesses and help them to create a better working environment. All of that. We've got Megan here who wants to become closer to myself so I can help others become closer to themselves. This is definitely the university to do that. Most certainly the university to do that. And that is such a wonderful thing I think about MIU, is that opportunity to really connect with the self. Um, what fits best between the coaching degree and human potential degree? That, to be honest, they blend really well. And that's something we can do for sure. Which course teaches organizational coaching? So we actually don't have a specific course because here's the thing, our coaching sets the foundation for all other coaching. So if you learn the tools that we're going to teach you here, you can literally take them anywhere. I have somebody who actually came here to MIU. She had been working in the corporate world for a long time, found out that it really wasn't for her, came in, got her coaching degree. Now she's turning around and leaving, but she's going back to the corporate world but as a coach because she wants to take what she knows about that field, that area, and she wants to create better environment for the people still working there. And she's actually networking and doing a lot of work with the people there. So she came in, she learned the tools, she got what she needed out of the degree, and now she's going back and doing organizational coaching. So, all right, Karen, I think we're ready to get into some coaching. What do you say?
That sounds wonderful. And I just wanted to add that I forgot to introduce there is an admissions counselor here, Teresa Foss. So if you happen to have those practical questions, you can put them in the Q&A as well. But back to you. And
Yeah. Yes, definitely get in touch with Teresa. We do, admissions, all of that. I would love to see you all in class, for sure. At least try out 218. Put your big toe in there, see if you like it first. But now let's get into some coaching. Cheryl is here with us. And so Cheryl, what we're going to do today is, I just want to introduce you to some coaching, to what coaching is before I hand you over to Shivani. And so, first things first, I guess, what do you know about coaching so far?
Well, I'm actually in the program. I'm about to be in the 300 levels. So, yeah, I'm in the middle or about to start the middle.
Okay, and so what is coaching to you so far then?
I think probably the most powerful thing that I learned in the first segment was really about how asking the open-ended questions and inspiring transformation within the client versus just telling them what to do. You know, you need to go work out, you need to do this, you need to eat right, you need to meditate, you need to do these things. You know, I came in with that kind of personality sort of that is like that and have kind of always gone off into that area of therapy, and that's exactly opposite of what you're doing. So learning how to ask those open-ended questions and inspire the individual to really dig within is kind of the biggest thing that I've learned from the program so far and how to go about doing that.
Great. Well, Cheryl, you already have an A plus in my book. So we'll give you some extra credit or something here to start off the semester. That was a great answer. So, Cheryl, I'm curious, just, what would you like to take away from today's session?
I think the topic that I would discuss is actually related to my degree, and I'm very close to graduation. I was actually supposed to technically could have graduated in spring, and so I moved. The reason that I didn't is because I chose to take the life coaching courses, and so I still have those. And at this point, this semester, I could actually graduate, but I would only be taking half of the program. While I would still gain the certificate for life coaching, it would not allow me to complete all of it. So essentially, I'm planning to extend it through spring graduation so that I can finish the life coaching courses.
Okay, and what are you hoping to do with that afterwards?
I want to help people expand their consciousness and help them live happier lives. So
Okay.
I don't have it all formulated yet exactly what I'm gonna do, but it's in that realm.
Okay, so you don't have it all formulated yet. Do you feel like that may be something we can work on in today's session?
Um, I mean, we can touch on that. I wasn't actually thinking in those terms. I was thinking more about just figuring out what the benefits would be to, say, completing the whole entire program rather than just taking, the first four courses in this program and then graduating and then going on into my master's. And so that is a big topic of discussion and is what I was planning on talking about.
Okay.
Um, yeah, but I can go either way. What?
No, so you are our center of attention today. And so if that is the direction you want to go, that's the direction that we're going to go. And so I guess my next big question is, how are we going to know um, that we kind of met that goal today?
Well, I think I would be the inspired. I would feel like I had some answers to, that question. I feel a sense that I've already kind of made that decision, but who knows what comes out of it. I mean, I could change my mind and say, no, no, I think I do want to graduate at the end of this semester and move on into a master's, program. So, right now I don't have that decision made as far as whether to do a master's or not. So.
All right, so whether to do a master's or not, and you use the word inspired. And so I kind of want to know, on a scale of 1 to 10, how inspired are you currently?
With regard to doing the masters,
Yes.
quite inspired because yeah, I've there's a particular program that I wanted to take that is actually offered through the continuing education department, and they're transitioning that into being a program that is available with for MIU students, and so that is also part of the reason why I would be continuing.
Oh, gotcha.
Um,
Okay.
not the sole reason, but it's part of it.
Okay. So, like I said, on a scale of 1 to 10, where would you put yourself right now?
Um, I feel probably about an 8. I feel pretty
Okay.
confident that I probably will do that.
All right. So, pretty confident. Where would you maybe like to be by the end of the session?
Well, a 10. I mean,
An 8 to a 10. Okay. I think, and is that doable? Do you feel that that's something you
sure.
can feel like you can achieve today? Cool. Now, my question here is, what do you think is going to get in the way of making that decision?
Honestly, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what would get in. I don't know that I don't feel that I need to make that decision at in the moment. I feel like, um, once I'm in the flow, I mean, classes start, tomorrow. And once I'm in the flow of that, I think it'll just kind of spontaneously happen. Like it'll come to me. I'll know, this is what I need to do. I need to move forward. As it stands right now, I really do just want to complete the program, and even if that's extending my graduation for essentially another year, but at least you can look at it as another semester. So,
Okay.
and then whether or not I would go on into the masters, I could make that determination,
Okay.
next semester or whatever.
So it's just waiting for that inner knowing to click then. Am I understanding that right?
It's a big part of it. Yes.
All right. And then just out of curiosity, so why is this topic like important to you right now?
Um, it's important to me because of that particular program that I was speaking of. I actually was
Okay.
slated to begin that program alongside the life coaching program, and behind the scenes, it just had not transitioned yet from the continuing education department into an MIU program, and so I was not able to take it this term. And so that got me, it switched up a whole lot of things. I had to meet with my advisor and talk about how to move my courses around to still do what I want to do. So it's just been a topic of mine, a big topic of mine in the last week and a half. So that's why.
Well, Cheryl, I think you're in a perfect position to be coached, and just to, kind of maybe help solidify some of those plans for yourself. So when you're moving forward, you can move forward with a little bit more inspiration from getting from that 8 to that 10. And with that, I'm going to actually hand you over to Shivani. And then Shivani is going to help us help you work through and see if we can get inspiration to get that degree, and to get ready for that master's degree from 8 to a 10.
Okay, thank you.
Excellent. So I have a question for you just to begin, to see if we can get you sharing a little bit more about what those, the level of confidence and the difference between an 8 and a 10 inside of you. So if you had a magical wand right now, or if I could hand you that magical wand, what is the difference between where you are? Because, like you said, some of this is external, so you can't make the decisions, you can't have programs speed up the time. What, where is what am I looking for? Like, I know you, and I know you want to move forward in your degree program. And then the kind of indecision of whether it's going to be in December that you're graduating and moving on to a master's, or that you're going to go all the way through spring and then moving on. Where is the confusion coming from? Or I'm not 100% sure.
I mean, I feel more 100% sure now. I've got my schedule in black and white. I know that as it stands right now that I'm going through spring of next year. And I feel confident in that. The only thing that would really change that is if something were to come about within me, or I were to hear some other information from MIU or whatever about that program, and I say found that out in, the middle of this semester, and they said, oh yes, this is going to be offered, it'll be offered as of spring, then I would want probably to go ahead and just, finish when I can at the end of the semester. And that would mean that I would be giving up, 3/4. Well, it's not really 3/4 when you count the credits, but I would be giving up the 400 level courses, and probably one of the 300. So I would still have the level that I needed to be able to have the life coaching certificate, but I would not have the complete program, and that's just kind of like part of my how I am. I want to like complete it. But at the same time, the other dilemma is, well, why not? Why not just go ahead and go through spring, complete it, then I can decide to either go into the masters or not go into the masters. And so I think part of me not wanting to go ahead and graduate at the end of this semester is because I'm really just not ready to be done. I really just don't want to be done. I don't envision my life without being involved in MIU somehow. I mean, being a student here it's so transformational, and it's amazing. And I don't want to be done. And that's kind of a problem because I can't just endlessly go to school. So, I mean, that's probably the biggest dilemma. And so by pushing it a little bit further and going into spring, then I can still, I have some time. I don't have to hurry up and do my capstone. And, I am starting to do some things with websites and whatnot to move forward in the direction of doing a coaching practice. But I'm not having to rush. And I think if I was to graduate at the end of fall, that I would feel much more rushed. Not only would I be having removing some courses that I want to take, um, I would have to be rushing into that process of what do I do now, and I need to have this website not done, and I need to have a whole entire plan as to what I'm doing, and I'm just not quite there yet. It comes in bits and pieces for me, and so
Well, that's a great answer, because that rushed feeling and your love of
MIU. Those are all going to be really swaying you to stay. And then I'm wondering, have you considered like the that rushed feeling that there might be some of the preparedness or the exposure that the courses may offer, in those 400 levels that may be of benefit, regardless of whether that's going to postpone the master's program. And then also, and maybe this is too big of a bite, but so just address the pieces that are most meaningful to you. But with the master's program, that one also fits hand in glove with the coaching degree, correct? They're in the same vein of as far as how you're gonna.
The other program that I'm talking about, it would be fitting hand in glove. It's not part of any of the actual master's programs right now. But and I don't know exactly, since I don't work at MIU, I don't know exactly what they're doing to make that course, that program be a part of MIU so MIU students can take it. But I am interested in that, and like you said, I am. That's another one of the reasons that I want to extend to spring is to finish the courses in this life coaching program for exactly that reason, because I know that through that process and through taking those courses that I will feel that inspiration and that, it'll guide me along my path. And so yeah, I really don't want to miss that either. So does that answer your question?
Yeah, so like the main part that I was curious of is if you were connecting at all with the hurry to get done, because sometimes, like you said, if you can graduate, then there might be thoughts about, well, why aren't you? Are we connecting with the internal experience of I'm not ready yet, I need more, or rushing with some sort of external, like it should only take X, Y, and Z, those types of that experience.
I don't feel really any of that. I mean, I'm sure there's probably people in my life that think, oh my gosh, like you could have already been done. Why are you just not done? And people closest to me would know that and understand that because I'm just not done yet. I'm just not done. I don't feel it. I don't feel 100% complete with my courses, with being at school, with the whole nine yards. And so I just don't feel done. And rushing, the only reason why that really even came up to go ahead and graduate this fall was mostly kind of hinging on that outside program that I was talking about so that I could do that concurrently. And so if I was told by the higher ups that yes, it's going to be available in January, you could take it as a part of this master's program, then I would really start thinking about, well, maybe I should go ahead and graduate just so I can start that program. But I don't have those answers. And I don't suspect that I'm going to get those answers because I feel like it's part of the process that MIU is going through. And that can be a whole nother year before that whole process is done. So I have to make my decision based on, what is right now. And what is right now is that I'm in this program and I want to complete this program and I don't want to rush to do it. And so that puts me at spring graduation is kind of my thought process.
Yeah, that sounds so I still hear something that I'd like to see if we can extract a little bit. If you were to, let's say, can complete this degree and you're done in the spring of 26, how does this other like where is the competition with this other program, this offering that is a potential out there? Is it a preferred choice, like over the the bachelor's degree, the completion of the coaching program? Is there a preference, like that's going to end up creating the final, like the job, the life purpose that you're wanting to step into?
Yes.
So more
It's
so.
it's like the icing on the cake in my viewpoint. So it was quite disappointing to me when I found out that I would not be able to do this program this semester. It was very disappointing, but it is what it is, and you have to just accept it and move on. I understand. But with it still being out there in the periphery is something that I would do, potentially. I don't really see it happening for spring. So that's probably why I don't feel like a major pressure to make this decision to graduate now, because I really don't see it happening by spring. I figured the soonest that it would happen to be available to take it as a course, no matter whether you take it as a senior BA student or you have to take it in the master's program, whichever way MIU sets it up, it's kind of irrelevant. I just don't really think it's going to happen before fall, because these courses are starting right now, and it's a 2 semester program. So I have times, and there's nothing that says that I can't take it, starting fall next year as a master's student. I mean, I could take it, through the CE department. It's just quite expensive, and you don't have, the opportunity to have financial aid taking it that way. So, um,
Okay, so I want to try again, because one of the things that I'm kind of curious of is, does when you're looking at the coaching, taking the coaching out into a business, and then this other program, which is it's around guiding others in the expansion of conscious awareness, is what you were talking about, correct? So would completing that coaching program, regardless of where this other one plugs in, how, if we were to like step forward in 5 years, are you thinking much about that experience that the coaching program, that last year of the coaching program, could offer you, and how that could, or is like the excitement of this other one, or are you also seeing it different than coaching? So there's a few questions in there again, because I really want to see if I can extract where they're like it's one or the other. This one's the preferred. Is that a different, like, are you seeing that as a different end result in your life, in your world, and the expression of your knowledge that you gained?
it's related, but I just feel like it's an extra level, like a step in the next level. And so I don't see MIU as making that, even though it may be part of the masters, it's not going to be its own masters. It's its own certification program in itself. Um, and I just feel like, again, that it's icing on top of the life coaching, program, certificate. It's like icing on top of that. It just expands it a little bit further than whatever expansion I would have gained through the life coaching program. That could be just my viewpoint of it. It's a gut instinct. I learned about the program. I've been in the webinars about the program, and it was just like, okay, this is it. This is going to be like the final step. And that's just how I feel about it. And so, could it change based on what I experience this semester in the 300 level courses and what I experience next semester in the 400 level courses? Absolutely. Could I see and feel those same things? Um, I wanted both. That's the honest truth. I was set up to be in both, because I think they both hold value, but for different, reasons. And so that's just kind of where I'm at. Did I answer your question this time?
Yeah, I think we're definitely getting there. I'm definitely experiencing more of the, the most, if we had the magic wand, for example, that what that magic wand would be, that you got both of those programs like right now. And because that isn't, then you feel pretty confident about just continuing on with your, like, complete your bachelor's degree. The question that kind of keeps arising for me is, where is the graduating early? Would that only be if it was attached to the master's program, this other program that you want, that's what's hurrying you, or creating that like 2 points of unsure?
Um, the rush would only be, like I said, if they said, okay, this is going to be available in January, you can start this. But then I don't know that I would 100% do it now, because the courses that I'm lined up in right now, I really want. One of the courses I've been wanting to take for a couple of years, I have the opportunity to take it now. Same with two other courses that I have in spring. I want to take those courses. So it's a conundrum. So I feel good. I feel great about how it's set up right now. That disappointment in not being able to go into the program, I mean, it was short-lived. Most of that is short-lived for me because it is what it is. I mean, I know that's a rehashed statement to say, but it is what it is. And there's no point in like not just accepting it. And move forward with what you have to work with and feel excitement about the other opportunities. I get the opportunity to take this course now this semester starting Monday, that I've been wanting to take. I feel excitement about that. So is it really that bad that I didn't get into the course? No, it's really not that bad because I just trust the process. I trust myself, and I trust the universe that hands me what I need in the moment. And it's just not meant for me to take that program right now. And maybe it's not meant for me to take it ever. I mean, that could be true too. I may just supposed to, extended my graduation to spring so that I could complete the whole entire life coaching program and these other courses that I wanted to take. And I still get to be in school. So win-win on all of the levels, right?
Hands down. So let's go with that one. If that's where you feel like the most confident, then are you planning on a master's degree after that? Do you have that in your universe, or was that all
It,
just because of one course that you really, really want to take?
no, it has always been in my universe. It has always been in my universe. It's probably not. I would still be considering it, even if that program had nothing to do with it. I definitely would still be considering it. Most likely because I just like going to NIU and I want to stay going. And I love all the courses that they offer. I mean, that's the truth. I mean, it may sound a little bit crazy, but it's the truth.
Well, you're finding all of the support to keep you in your education process, and it sounds like you're coming to a place where you're finding a completion, or where you're desiring the next step, like you said, about creating websites and potentially wanting to take your education into a new level. So those things are all beginning to unfold for you as well, correct?
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
I'm going to interrupt, Cheryl. The look on your face, there's much more of a smile here. And so I want to kind of take this time. So we've got about 4 more minutes. So I want to take this time just to make sure that is there anything else that you would like to cover that you feel like would be meaningful in closing up today?
I don't think so. I
Okay.
feel I feel good.
All right. And so we started at an 8 for inspiration. How are you feeling? Do you feel like you got closer to that 10 today?
I do. I mean, I felt fairly confident already in my decision, but I feel more confident in it now. I mean, I really don't feel kind of any anxiety or anything like that about I got to rush and do this. So, yeah.
Wonderful. And so in today's session, you covered a lot. And so, what do you feel like you are taking away from today's session?
Probably just confirmation in my own decision making, my own decision process, and feeling, going forward with confidence in that decision and 100% peace. I pretty much already felt like peace about it, but I feel even more peace about it. So
Wonderful. So there's that confidence, there's that peace, and there's that being able to walk forward with that. And so, kind of with this insight, how can you use that awareness moving forward?
um I mean, I don't know if I missed your question. I kind of just move through life in general with that kind of awareness, but So maybe more specifically what you mean.
So you move through that in more, I guess, so you already moved through life in that way. And so is this just kind of showing, is this a way of showing you that this is definitely working for you and it's like, I'm on the right path? Has this kind of increased your confidence? Um, are you feeling a bit more sure of yourself?
I do feel, more sure, but I felt, so yes, it was very helpful.
Okay. And so, I just want to take a moment, just to say, first off, thank you for being our client, for being here today. And for, being willing to also kind of open up about just, sometimes the problems that we run into, there's a lot of strength in being able to pull apart that big ball of yarn sometimes. And you came at it with such clarity, and you came at it in such a way, where you're walking away from it with that sense of confidence that we all hope to achieve in a coaching session. And I want to just say that came from you. And so thank you so much for coming into this coaching session, willing to be so open and honest about your experience here at MIU and the choices that you face as a student. I just want to take a moment to just, honor that in the moment. And thank you, Shivani, as well, for guiding Cheryl through that process.
Thank you.
So one of the things that I want to point out to the people here today is that this is a typical coaching session. Oftentimes people are going to come in, and it's not that they're facing some monumental big problem. They're just kind of needing the opportunity to sit back and pull apart a problem so they can see kind of every aspect of it. And oftentimes what we find is that people struggle because they keep these thoughts in their head. And one of the things I like to say is that when we keep thoughts in our head, it's almost like releasing a rubber ball in a sealed room. That ball just bounces around and it doesn't actually get anywhere. Coaching offers these opportunities like what you just saw with Cheryl. Cheryl came in and she's got a really solid plan, but there's some other things that are, possibilities. Well, there was a little bit of that uncertainty. That inspiration was high, but it wasn't 100%. And what we gave Cheryl an opportunity was to just talk about it, to be able to release that energy, to kind of hear her own thoughts and to kind of hear that inner intelligence, that inner knowing speak out. And there's this beautiful thing that happens when we're able to hear what we have to say. We're able to process it for ourselves as well. Just being able to hear ourselves talk it out. We process that information so much better, and it self-organizes. And that is the consciousness of our physiology at work. That is our own inner intelligence work, and that is what coaching is. There are times where in some coaching sessions, people will say something and we can just sit hands in lap and just look and shake our head and you'll see the light bulb go off. And that's the power of coaching. And so we saw that today. And like I said, Cheryl, I don't know if you feel it, but I see it in Cheryl's face. Cheryl's face, as you were talking to Shivani, I just saw you get more and more comfortable in this plan. This plan just, there's just this kind of comfort and confidence, and it started to show in your face. Your smile softened, your whole physique kind of just softened, and you just got into the flow of the plan, and the plan became more concrete, and the plan became more sure. So I look forward to more opportunities to connect with students in this way and to connect people with this honestly really powerful but simple practice of life and wellness coaching through this consciousness-based approach. Karen, I'll hand it back over to you. We can also take questions. Again, I love interaction. I love hearing from people. So. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've also noticed you've been answering them as we go, which was a beautiful format. So really what we'll do is wrap it up, but I'm witnessing also a coaching session also live, and I really love to tie the fact that through I've been here for 20 years in the community, and what I've heard anecdotally, but also going through the experiences, meditation unlocks that awareness. And then it's like when you pair that with coaching or therapy, it's just so powerful. I've heard from people like they went to coaching or therapy prior to unlocking inner awareness. And then it was night and day when they added a meditation practice. Then they go back to the coaching or therapy session, and then they had this inner awareness, a capacity to see all the inner workings of that ball of yarn. And then it's like you have a witness from a therapist or counselor that's helping to unknot it, and then the lights go off. So it was just beautiful for me to witness this going live. And I want to really appreciate Cheryl for doing that. Here you are. And Shivani, that was really masterful. It was very exciting to see. So because of the time, I want to sort of round it off here and give you our final points, practical points about how you can be a part of our community. There's so many different ways. Practically speaking, let me go back to our little slide deck. And then Natasha, maybe you can hang around a little bit so we can catch extra questions at the end.
I was going to do that. I was going to let you take this away, and then I
Okay,
have some general things that we can talk about.
awesome. Thank you. Well, okay, so here's the nitty-gritty on the transfer credits. Some of you said you're transferring in or coming back. As you know, we have a very generous transfer credit policy. Up to 90 credits can be transferred in, and that allows you to really fast track towards graduation, unless you're like Cheryl and you just want to take everything. I was that way too. I wanted to take everything. But sometimes you have to be practical. So you're, and that's where the people like Natasha come in. They really know how you set up a degree plan and can help you with coaching practices, really get to a clear theme for your degree plan. There's three options really for being a student with us. And one is to be on campus. You can take the degree programs, bachelor's, master's, and PhD level. This particular coaching track is only online though, so just be aware of that. But then if you want to take advantage of being in Fairfield, which is a really nice consciousness-based community, you can say, then you could still come here and be online or on campus and be part of the community. And every web page that we have has this apply button. That's what the arrow is showing you. And it's a very simple application. Next entry for online undergraduate programs is October 2025. All programs are available in February 2026. So just note that the October entry is just online undergraduate program. And this is a little plug-in for Fairfield, Iowa. We're in the southeast corner of Iowa. I don't think anyone here in the coaching is actually living here, but I am. And I can say there's this beautiful dome that's been built for the advanced meditation practices. So sometimes you can come for even a semester. Sometimes online students will come for a semester just to get the advanced training. Just another repeat of the financial aid. Please go to FAFSA.gov to fill it out and use the financial aid calculator if you want to get an estimate of your award. And there's more ways to check us out. There are these interactive webinars like the one we're doing. We try to do about 2 a month. We could also come for a Visitors Day. Next one is September 6th. And you can also request a meeting with a professor. So this is an important thing. This is called tm.org. It's the website where you can look up a center where you can learn transcendental meditation. So it's a good idea to start this process ahead of time because it'll make the knowledge here way more meaningful if you are practicing the technique and then unfolding the consciousness within, tapping into the field of consciousness, and then going through our courses, which will unlock, more skills and help you achieve your full potential. So tm.org. So before I show you well, this is a QR code for webinar replays. I'll take you back there, but I just wanted to pause again. And now that we're sort of wrapping up, if you need to go, you're welcome to go, but sometimes we like to give another extra 5 minutes for all those loose end questions. And Natasha and Shivani, and maybe even Cheryl could answer some of them depending on what they're like. So
Yeah. Well, one of the things that I've been noticing in the chat is a lot of people, and I see this often. We come in and we want to learn these very specific techniques. We want to learn these very specific ways of coaching. And here's the thing is that those are wonderful techniques, but it's nothing if you don't have a solid foundation. And so what we do here in the bachelor's program is we provide that foundation. So we're not necessarily going to hyper focus in on any one area. Instead, what we're going to do, and Cheryl, I think, can speak to this since she just got done with those first two courses. And Cheryl, do you feel like, one of the things that we do is we help you to really focus in on those really important tools, like how to do motivational interviewing, how to ask really good open questions, how to actively listen. And so what tools do you feel like you've got a really good grasp on now moving into the 300 level courses?
Probably a fair amount. I'm still not good at open-ended questions, though.
That's
I
a hard
really
one.
have work to do in that area.
That's a hard one. Don't worry. By the time you're done, you're going to be a pro. I promise. Shivani, I know with you for these 200 level courses, what do you feel like is a good, that starting focus to set that foundation?
I think one of the biggest things that the students bring or like gain from it is their scope of practice. There are so many people like on just out in the world they'll say that they're coaches, but oftentimes what they're really doing is they're a teacher, they're an advisor in something. So everything that they're doing is giving all of the tools away to somebody else under the guise of coaching. And then what the students gain out of these 200 levels is how much service is actually involved in the coaching profession, and how those of us that love our TM practice and we love finding our connection with our own inner intelligence get to begin to point that to others, that their relationships are transformed in these beginning, because all of a sudden they're seeing their friends and families in a different way. Instead of just saying certain things to them, they're asking questions and they're discovering more about these very close relationships and how that could then apply to a life of service, of helping others really get in connection with their dharma.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's beautiful. And that's the thing is that all of these pieces, they fit together and they're going to give you a really strong foundation, because from that foundation, then you can go out and you can discover what resonates with you, what specific niche areas of coaching really speak to you and what fit well with what you already know. And from that, then you can build that structure. But here's the thing, you can't build a structure on a faulty foundation. So we here at MIU, we're giving you that strong foundation. So by the time you get to me here at the 400 levels, Cheryl, if I see you in spring, just a heads up, what I will be doing is what I'm going to be looking for is not can you engage in these niche areas. What I'm going to go and look at is how well do you listen to your clients? How well are you really zeroing in on what your client is saying and bringing those to the front? Like if you notice with Cheryl at the beginning, Cheryl talked about inspiration. And I heard that and well, how can we move your inspiration? Where are you at now? And how can we get you more inspired? So that active listening, that ability to zero in, and then that ability to ask really good open questions, things that will have the client feeling curious and being able to approach themselves with kind of this kindness and this grace and this wanting to know more. And so I'm going to be looking at those things, because once you master those things, you can build anything you want from that point. And then in PH 417, we'll take a look and see what kind of niche areas you want to go into, and then how you can market and build yourself in those areas, either as an entrepreneur, or we'll help build your resume. Yeah, so I see here. So yeah, Stormy, I'm glad. Okay, so I'm glad that that cleared that up for you. Yes, uh, I know that a lot of people, that's exactly the thing, is a lot of people come into coaching and they really want to do a specific thing. But like Shivani says, first things first, let's set that scope. And then we're gonna give you the basic toolbox. It's, I like to think of it, in my prior life, I was in the military, and oddly enough, I was a mechanic. So, it would be like for me if they handed me specialized tools as a mechanic, and said, here, go fix these generators. It wouldn't work. I need the basic tools. I need the screwdrivers and the wrenches and the socket sets. I don't need a TIG welder to fix a generator, right? That's a specialized tool for a specialized area. When you start from the beginning, and we always start from the beginning here. So, for those who don't know mechanics, I'll put it plainly. We're going to give you the basic tools so you know where you're starting from, and your start is set and firm, and you are going to be masters of those basic skills, those foundational tools, before you move forward into those more specialized areas.
I think that's a great analogy, especially coming from being a mechanic. It really fits well. Um, the last question I think is just this whole coaching session we witnessed. Can you just lay out practically what specialization it's under? You probably thought you said it many times, but I guess we have to say it again. And then
Yeah.
maybe sort of a summary of how the skills are developed. You threw out some course numbers, but maybe just wrap
Yeah.
up the practical description of
Yeah.
the program.
So, the major itself is the Bachelor's of Arts in Ayurveda Wellness and Integrative Health. So you can major in that, and there we're gonna set a foundation. You're gonna learn about diet and digestion. You'll get some Ayurveda principles behind you so that you understand mind, body constitution, things of that nature. And then you'll get into the main coaching courses. You're going to start with Shivani over at the foundational courses, Foundations of Life and Wellness Coaching, which is PH 218, that starts on Monday. Um, and then you're going to progress through. So you're going to learn about the foundational levels of coaching, kind of the physical levels of coaching, especially when people are wanting to come in and kind of learn about like how to do physical habits, how to eat better, how to exercise more, things of that nature. And then the 300 level courses is where we start to really get into the kind of mental and spiritual levels of coaching. And then by the time you get to 319, we're going to pair you up with a friend or family member who's willing to be a guinea pig of sorts. And you're going to start to practice your coaching and really get in there. And then when you get to me at the 400 level, you are ready to hit the ground running. And we're going to get into full on coaching. You're going to become a senior student coach. And we're going to work within a mock coaching program where you are the lead coach. I'm your manager. We're going to work with students and helping them to realize their goals. And just so you know, if the major is not quite up your alley, that's okay. We have specializations available as well. So you can do other majors, such as the Bachelor's of Arts and Applied Sciences, and you can specialize into life and wellness coaching. So coaching fits in anywhere, and that's the beauty of coaching. Coaching fits into the corporate world. It fits into the art and theater world. We have coaches who do that. Coaching fits into the healthcare world. So if you have a wide interest here at MIU, but still like the coaching,
Mm.
we can figure it out. You can get in touch with me, or we can get in touch with your advisor and see how we could set your courses up.
just a wrap up point, did you mention that you're having your own students actually coach MIU students? Is that okay? Can you speak to
Yes.
that? All
Yeah.
right.
So we actually have a coaching program starting again Monday. So I have 9 students right now that just started their 400 level courses, and they will be coaching at least 2 students a piece.
Mhm.
And so this is where we get in and we start to practice what we have learned. We put those skills to use. We start using those tools, but we're doing it in a in a guided, controlled environment. I'm not just setting
Sure.
them free. We check in and I give a lot of feedback. You'll have plenty of things to read, but it's refining those skills. And it's getting, by the time you leave this program, my goal as your instructor is to make sure that you are comfortable in the knowledge and you are confident in yourself as a professional. If at any time you are feeling like you are lacking either one of those things, reach out to me and I'm gonna work with you until you can leave knowing you've got this and that you are gonna make one awesome coach.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I think you'll be back in October, but you're with a more focus on Ayurveda, right? So yes.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So if you want to talk Ayurveda, October is going to be the time to do that.
Right. Okay. So with that, I'll share with you the QR code for catching replays. Let me try that again. There we go. So if you want to catch a replay, you go to this link, but also you could just register for future webinars. So the next one with Natasha Durand will be on Ayurveda, and that will be in October. So we're gonna hang around a little bit, and then we'll close out in about a minute or two. But thank you for being with us today. And thank you so much to our panelists for giving your time to us on a Saturday. So with that, we'll close out and see you later.